Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are out here filming some stuff on the Frontier. It's a nice sunny day. We've got mountains. It's a little cold. You can see all the water there is frozen. Snow's coming down the mountain quite quickly. But I'm out here filming for you guys. And I thought today, because lately we've been getting quite a new batch of subscribers. I get a lot of questions. I do see most of them. I can't reply to everybody, but I try to do my best. I get two main questions. The first one, depending what they're looking for, is what's done to the truck. If you want to see that, go back on the channel. Everything you see on this truck so far has a video, has an install, and reviews of all the parts. And the second question, which I'm going to go over this time, is what I want to do to the truck next, because we do have a little bit of an overland setup going on, but of course there's unlimited things you can buy for this type of thing, and I'm going to go over what I want on the truck. And now I do quite a bit of research before I put things on here, because one, obviously everybody knows the mods for these things are not exactly cheap, not only for the Frontier but for any vehicle. So not only do I want it to look good, but I want it to function and I want it to work well on the truck, because there isn't many mods for this compared to, say, like a Jeep or a Tacoma. Those almost have unlimited amounts of stuff, where this is more limited. And again, not everything's going to work on the truck. So I do my research. I want to make sure everything works. And when I get it, I install it and I can show you guys how it's going to look. So first off, we'll start from the top down. And for me, I need some sort of a roof rack. Now, Nismo is the only one that bolts onto the truck without actually having to drill into it, because you can see there's nowhere to put a roof rack on this truck and bolt it down. So it's basically got clamps that clamp around the top part of the truck there, just on top of the door, and it seals under the door when it closes. Only thing with that is I'm not 100% on the looks. I want it to look good. I know they work well, but I'm just not 100% sold if I want to get the Nismo rack or if we go the drill-on portion. If I do the drill-on version, I would go with Prinzu. They're the same company that makes my CBI stuff on the truck. Only thing is, you have to drill it into the roof to bolt it onto the truck. So, not that I'm worried about drilling it into the roof, but there's two things I do worry about. One, if it's noisy. I'm not sure how much wind noise or whistling or whatever you'll have driving with the thing, and if you bolt it onto the truck once it's on, there's no turning back. And then two, resale. If I was to ever sell the truck, if someone doesn't want the roof rack, same idea. Once it's drilled on there, you can't take it off. That's it. I do like the look of the Prinzu rack better than the Nismo, but again, the Nismo one's not complete garbage. Doesn't look that bad, but my personal preference, I do like the Prinzu rack better. So I am kind of leaning that way. We'll see when the time comes. But if I decide I don't actually want to permanently mount this thing to the truck, at least if I do the Nismo version, I can take it off when the time comes if need be. And then as for having the rack, of course, one of the things nice with the roof rack is you will have a light bar. I want to get a nice big light bar for the front. I do have the one down in the bumper here. It's a 32 inch. It's in the amber. That's nice for off-roading when it's dusty and stuff, or in the fog. It works really well, as well as the ditch lights. They got the covers on, but they are the amber as well. I'm thinking for the roof rack, when I get it, I would get a white light bar. So then when you're cruising, not only is it up high, but it'll shine down, nice bright white light. And that's more for cruising in the hills when you're by yourself or just on a normal occasion. Not so much where you'll need the amber lighting, but the nice big light bar up top would be great. Moving on to the front of the truck, I'm pretty happy with everything up front here. I wouldn't change out the bumper or anything like that, but I did mention in a previous video, I do want to get skid plates, at least the front one, because you can see mine's all mangled already. We've been off-roading and not taking the best of lines, and it's all kind of bent and ugly, but not the end of the world. It's doing what it's supposed to do. But skid plates, I'm not sure again if I'm going to go for the whole undercarriage or if I get just the front. It's a little bit of weight savings, obviously. If you don't, they only make steel versions for this. There's no aluminum skid plates. I don't know why that is. Other trucks, they do make an aluminum version. So when you throw a whole underside of steel plates on the truck, of course, it does add quite a bit of weight. And we are already getting 0 miles per gallon on these trucks, but not the end of the world. But again, I will at least be looking at getting the front skid plate. Now moving on to the side of the truck, I need to get some real rock sliders. Again, these are just steps. They're not actually rock sliders. They are made to look like rock sliders, but it's just bolted on like a normal step is. It's not actually bolted to the frame of the truck. So they do make a couple. Nismo, I believe, now comes up with one, and Z1 Off-Road, where it's just kind of up. It's nice and tight, not sticking out like these. But myself, because I got to get the kids in and out and myself in and out, I actually like this design where it comes out and kind of becomes like a flat step. They do make, from CBI again, rock sliders that, one, they're fat like this all the way down. They don't poke in on the end, and they go all the way to the end by the rear tire. And then again, I keep the step so that the kid can get in and out. And especially for like washing the truck and stuff, it's not super high, but it's nice to have that step to hop up there and wash the truck. Once I do wash the truck, it's pretty ugly right now, but again, when you have that step, you kind of have a little more options to play with stuff, especially with the rooftop tent and stuff in the back too. It's nice to be able to get up and see things on top of the truck. So again, rock sliders are on the list for 2025. And then next on the truck, moving to the back side, is probably what my next mod will actually be, and that's going to be a awning. Now you might be wondering, well, how the heck do I put an awning on when I got the half rack and the tent? Because obviously you're not going to have it way down here. But I have the RCI bed rack, and they actually make a awning bracket that bolts here, and it comes up with a little extension, and you can bolt the awning way up here. So I will have to move the tent slightly over to one side because the brackets are kind of like an L, so it comes up and then it comes straight up. So it fits as it sits right now, except when this thing opens up, you would run into the back of the awning and the brackets. So that would have to be pushed over. The brackets will go up, and then the awning can go on, because of course, being a 5-foot bed, they don't make many awnings that are 5 feet or less. So it's going to come out about halfway through the door. So it's got to be above the door line. So it's going to be way up here. Not only does that allow it to open up and you be able to stand under it, but it's going to fit on the truck and it's going to look good. Again, it has to look good. It has to work good, because with the awning, I know right now it's a nice, beautiful sunny day, but I'm just outside of Vancouver, British Columbia, and when it rains, and we get a lot of rain. So again, I do need some sort of awning. I actually have the awning for the iCamper for the other side, but when we're out camping and stuff, it's nice to have some room. So if I got a 270 awning, it would not only cover the back of the truck, but it'd give you a little bit more space on the other side of the tent as well. So another thing I'd like to get in the back here is some chase lights. I want to get just a couple. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything fancy, but we do have a lot of FSRs here, just the service roads. They get very, very dusty in the summer, and when you got people following you, you can't see anything. So a couple chase lights up in the back would be perfect. I can hook it to the aux beam up front, be able to control it from there. And then secondly, for the back, moving away from the lighting portion and kind of the truck build, is just specifically overland. I want to somehow, now I don't know much about this stuff, if anybody's got some ideas, let me know, but I want to set up something back here that can control not only lighting for the tent, but if we ended up getting a small fridge or some just other lighting on the side of the truck, because the aux beam I've got controlled through the truck, so when the power's on the truck, those lights work, but I have it wired in a way that when the truck's off, they don't work. So if you're parked somewhere and I just want some lighting around the campsite wherever I'm set up, it'd be nice to have that. So I believe it's Red Arc has a system that can kind of control and do that kind of stuff, but I'm not at all in the know for this kind of stuff. So I've got an idea what I want to get on here, but if you guys have any ideas for a lighting and power setup for the back of the truck without necessarily having to be wired into the truck, let me know, and I would greatly appreciate that. And there you go. That's about it for the major mods that I'm thinking about for this year. Again, I might not get them all on the truck. We'll see how YouTube does. I do use the income from YouTube that I make to put everything into the truck. So the more you guys view and share the videos, the better it is. Helps me out. We get some cool stuff on the truck. And again, if you have any comments about something on the truck that you can't find, drop it down below. I'll get back to you. And if you have any ideas of what you might like to see on the truck, go in the comments. If you can find the link, drop the link down below. I'll check it out. And if it looks like it would be a good addition to the build here, maybe I'll pick it up and get it on the truck. Again, I'm not up to date with everything that's made for these things. So anything that you can post and let me know what's out there, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm always looking for new stuff. And again, as you guys help the channel grow and keep watching, the build will go on. If you want to see some more off-roading stuff, let me know. I am going to try to get going on that. I know I've said it a few times now, but obviously it's a lot harder to film when you're driving around. Weather like this is very nice. Again, we don't always get it, but it's a lot easier to film when the truck's just sitting here on the side of the street. But I can do that. So if you want to see some off-road and stuff, let me know. Hopefully these airplanes flying around our head haven't distracted you in the video too much. If you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and follow us along with the build for 2025. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we catch you in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your day.